Hi, good morning. This is a reflection on Lesson 100 in A Course in Miracles. Lesson 100! I'm a day late. I actually this is what I live on. I love it. I have to do Lesson 101 today. So today there's going to be a twofer. So I'm going to do one this morning. Then I'm going to go. It's Saturday, but I booked a massage. Somebody's going to come get a massage. Then I've got a little event on sciatic nerve. So I'm going to learn. I don't experience sciatica, but I have a lot of clients who do. So I'm trying to gain little nuggets from somebody who's teaching a workshop on it. And then I'm going to come back and be in my den of creativity the rest of the day. I'm so excited. It's been an amazing week. So, and why did I tell you that? I don't know. But Lesson 100, literally every day, except apparently one day because I'm one day behind, I've done these lessons and I reflected. I'm like, oh my God, it actually has amounted to something, because I have stopped a lot to reflect this week. I'm like, who am I now? Where has this person come from? And I'm the same person, but I have certain fundamental belief changes that have happened that have fed everything else good in my life happening right now. So I'm like, well, that's cool. And I'm like, well, I have been doing a daily practice of dissolving the ego. So it's probably related. I still got a lot left to dissolve, boil down. So anyway, Lesson 100 says, my part is essential to God's plan for salvation. I'm going to get right to it. There's a paragraph that stood out to me that led me on a quest to find a meme I'd seen earlier today. Of course, I couldn't find it, but I found two other ones that I guess are meant to be shared. So let's go. This paragraph in this lesson says, God's will for you is perfect happiness. Why should you choose to go against his will? You know, the way we make ourselves unhappy with our thoughts. The part that he has saved for you to take in working out his plan is given you that you might be restored to what he wills. Basically, it's like, take your part to restore your own happiness, your own belief in your own happiness too, probably. This part is essential to his plan as to your happiness. The language here is hard. It kind of gets in the way, so I like to just skip over the ball. Your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by those to whom he sends you. And to me, that stood out like a neon flashing sign, because I've been thinking about that. Like, the people we cross paths with in life, they're meant. The meme that I saw said something like, what if everyone you cross paths with in this life, meaning you have an interaction, because we pass by a million people all the time that they don't even come into our awareness, or we'll never ever have an interaction with. But those we cross paths with, the meme's like, what if each one of those people was an opportunity to wake each other up? Spiritual awakening to your true self, coming back home to yourself. And then, hold on, I'll get there. So your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by those to whom he sends you. He's sending you to somebody. He's sending other people to you. You're crossing paths. And it's saying your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by that. So it's well, that's exactly what that meme was saying. They will see their function in your shining face. They will see their function in your shining face and hear God calling to them in your happy laugh, saying, wake up to who you are. You're meant to be happy. And it's like we're a mirror for each other, right? We reflect each other, the truth of each other. That's why we're drawn to certain people. That's why, when you cross paths with somebody, maybe we should just pause and say, what is the opportunity here to share that joy, that smiling face, and say, I see you. And then it wakes us up to oh my God, I can see me too. Oh, okay. The memes, I had to text them to myself so I could still do this while I look at this. The first one I've literally written poems about it. Oh, it came through too tiny. Hold on. Always remember, everyone you meet is another version of you. We are all mirrors, making each other aware of our own wounds that need healing. Next time someone triggers you, realize that the universe sent a guide for your own healing. How will you react from a place of love or a place of fear? Literally. Oh, here's the one I've written a poem about. So that one kind of reminds me of like this whole topic of like treating each other as an opportunity for like self-awareness, self-growth, spiritual awakening. Now, this is one I've literally written poems about because it trips me out when I think about it. I love thinking about this. It's one of my primary things I love thinking about in life. And this is so weird. I'm just now realizing in the shower today, I had a shower thoughts about I used to experience, I haven't lately, but I used to experience a deeply profound grief, like visceral grief. And I was like, oh, it's so poetic, but why do I feel that? About, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to meet everyone in the world in my lifetime. Like I would feel a visceral grief around that. Isn't that weird? 8 billion people. And I literally felt this like deep grief knowing that I was never going to cross paths with all 8 billion people. What? And then that, because I was reflecting on past lifetime stuff that's been revealing to me, like, whoa, what's happening? I know I'm on a weird journey here. Come with me. But it's like this past life stuff keeps coming to me. And I'm wondering if it has to do with that deep, because those deep visceral feelings and deep interests that we have that we're like, why am I interested in those? I have no idea. I think they come from past life nuggets. I don't know what else to call them. Seeds, that carry between, like it's in our soul self that spans multiple lifetimes. They get planted into our existing lifetime as little reminders, little clues, like either lessons we've learned or are going to learn, or it's just part of our journey. What is it that I feel like I deeply desire to connect with every single human alive on this planet with me? I get choked up thinking about the grief that I'm never gonna cross paths with them. It's almost like a selfish thing of, I have this deep desire of wanting to know every little aspect of you and you and you and reflect back to you what makes you unique and what makes you unique and what makes you unique, and reflect back, look, themes of how we're all alike also. It's coming. What is that? 8 billion people. I'll never be able to know them deeply, who they are. What is it? Whoa. So anyway, I'll do a different video once I dig deeper into this past lifetime stuff, because it's whoa, something. Anyway, come with me on this part of the journey. The poems I've written about, like, a different version of you exists in the mind of everyone that has ever met you. And it's very different than what you think about yourself. The person you think you are does not even exist outside of your mind. I've written poems about that. It trips me out to the nth degree to think like, oh my God, here I am with this persona, and I think everybody gets me for who I am. And I'm like, no, this version that I'm thinking I am right now, you on the other side of this video are like having a different perception of me. So the me that exists in your mind is different than the me that exists in my mind. And you walk by, let's say I did meet 8 billion people in this lifetime, there would be 8 billion and one different versions of me. I'm getting all the chills. Like, who am I? Who are you? Who are we? Oh, it's amazing. I'm going to post these memes with, on my Instagram with this video. So anyway, I don't, okay, maybe it's because it's lesson 100, like a nice round number. It's like, We did 100. Woo! Maybe that's why I'm so fired up, but it was that sentence. I'll read it again. Your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by those to whom he sends you. Sending there's a divine plan for the people we cross paths with. That's what it boils down to. Let's think about each other as a what if moment. What if? What am I supposed to learn or teach? What is this about? What is this path crossing about? And you open up to the possibility of we're meant to be triggering each other or sharing joy with each other or something. It doesn't have to be all roses. It doesn't have to be all drama. It might have a little bit of everything with different people. And each one yet is still an opportunity to come into joy, to come into freedom and peace and awakening. And sometimes if it's a negative interaction, like, oh, that person just pushes my buttons, there's the opportunity is the button. Like, what is it in me that feels friction about them doing that? Because then it's like my perception, my idea of them in my head and nowhere else can change because it's just a thought. It doesn't exist. It's not them as a person because their person in their mind is completely different. There's something to this. I'm fired up, but I got to go give a massage. So I got to settle down. Can't be given, they might come for relaxation and I'll be like, you're not going to relax. Okay, I got to go. I did only have 1 cup of coffee, so it's not that. Or is it? Okay, thanks for coming on this wild ride. Bye.